It's the 24th day of October. I'm with Nat. Say hello, Nat.
Hello.
Right. So we're going to have a look in Hive 2 and what we call Hillcrest Apiary. And right, so just be. Oh, I haven't got my hive tool. Quickly get that. Hang on there. Okay, so we're going to take a look through here, and yeah, don't keep blowing it in. It's only if we need to keep it alive, really, because we might need it in a while. Thank you, matey. Right, so I'm going to put this down. Yeah, you're probably best there, aren't you? We've got a dead bee. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Yes, that is them. So let's just have a little look. See what we've got. This is a bit of insulation I put on just to keep them. Okay, so I might need to put a. Is anybody on the underside? Yes. Okay. So. Big bum?
I don't seem to be moving very much.
No, well, you see, it's cold, so we're not going to be very long. We need to be as quickly as we can. I just want to make sure they've got enough in the way of stores. They will be clustering in close to keep the warmth in. It feels like there's. I just need to get an idea of the amount of. Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, they're right. So that feels like it's about a third full.
Do they collect pollen or nectar?
They do both. Okay. So, yes, so pollen is the you know what the pollen is, don't you? Yeah, sure. But the nectar is for carbohydrate. So pollen is protein, and you know you need both. Do you know that? No, perhaps you don't. You do. You need carbohydrate for energy, but protein you also need. So we get protein from things like eggs and meat and chicken and stuff, and carbohydrate from things like fatty things like. What's that?
Kind of good.
Right. So this is okay. So they're not doing a great deal. I just put that on there and keep the heat in.
Looks very good.
Right. So they're all right. I think. I don't want to. I want to see what we've got in the way of brood, if any, as quickly as we can.
Is that the male? Wait, or the
what's that?
I can't remember.
Okay, so the brood is the eggs that have been turned into larvae, which then turn into wasps and into bees. So this is honey. So have a feel of weight of that. There's no. They've extended this frame. Can you see?
What do they use to extend it?
They just built the comb themselves. Have a feel of the weight of that. Have you got that? It is heavy, isn't it? And so that's their stores. So we'll put it back. I think I've got it. Thank you. Oops, sorry. Yes. Right. So anyway, they're looking all right. I need to replace that frame, but I can't at the moment because they'll need that for their winter stores. Anyway, moving on. They're looking okay. I think they'll get through the winter because that's the worry, that whether or not the bees will get through winter at this time of year. They're all hanging off the end. Look at that. You see it at the bottom?
Like a movie where they're...
Yeah. Now, have we got anything in the way of... what have we got going on in here? So I think winter bees, because they're smaller.
That's honey, isn't it?
That's all honey in a sort of semicircle. I'm looking to see if I can see larvae, and I think I do. I don't know that I'm seeing eggs, but let's have a look over here. We've got the sun
What's
coming.
that orangey?
That's pollen. So we've got carbohydrate in the nectar, or the honey as it is now, because they've sealed it. But they also need the pollen to feed the young. So I'm just having a closer look to see if I can see anything. They're all feeding.
What is the job of a bumblebee? Because I've seen them go on flowers.
They also pollinate, so they help the plants pollinate one another, as do these things. But there's loads of pollinators, loads
Do they
of.
have hives?
They don't. No, they live in nests in the ground. Actually, I don't know a great deal about them. I know more about these guys, but.
In the movies, when there's a tree and there's that beehive.
Yeah,
Is that real life?
Don't believe what you see in the films. Anyway, look, there's brood. Can you see the difference? And we need to keep this out as short period as possible. But here, see these guys here, they're all feeding from the honey, but this is all brood. And it's different from this thing here. This is honey, darker colour, and this light brown. Oh no, look, what's that there? There is a queen cup.
Queen cup?
Yeah, which is they've generated that. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
So that, but there's nothing in it. It's empty, so there's nothing for me to concern myself. But I can see brood in there. But what I haven't yet seen is what we call young brood. It's right in the centre of the nest here, which is what we'd expect. I'm keeping an eye open for the queen as well. Can you keep an eye just in case you see her? She's got a blob on her. Should be a white blob.
I know what size she is now.
Yeah. It's easy once you've got an idea what to look for, isn't it? But even though,
You've seen how big.
well, it's not too bad when there's not so many bees, and we haven't got that many bees here. They're getting a little bit agitated, a little bit. So I might need a little bit of smoke in a minute. Oh, that was me being a bit clumsy. Yes, get ready with that, Nat, please. So I'm just going to have a look in here. That's it, you've got it. Just give them a little puff across here. That's it, a bit more. That's lovely, thank you. I think it works. We might need it again in a minute, but we don't want to use it if we don't have to. And can you see there's lots of brood here? So that's good news. Lots of pollen on the outside near my right hand, my wrist, and we've got honey on here as well. So this is looking all right. Lots of pollen that's bright yellow. Don't know what plant that's from. That'd be interesting to see, wouldn't it? On here I've got to be able to see if I can see eggs. I think I do. But I can't.
If you do, that means the queen's nearby, isn't it?
It means the queen's laid the eggs, and there should only be one queen in here. But I'm looking at this. Yes, I can see eggs in here. Can you have a look in here? If you look in those cells there, can you see the little tiniest? It's probably about 0.5 millimetre.
Yeah.
Can you see that right at the bottom?
Yeah.
And they are eggs, so we know there's a queen here. That's all we need to look at. We don't need to see the queen, but we'll just carry on looking. And they've got to be kept very warm, and it is a bit cool today. It's probably only about 15, maybe 14 degrees centigrade, and it's a bit.
Can they be too hot when they cook?
Oh, can they be too hot? They
But
can. They give themselves a cool. They fan, and they do things, but they keep the brood at the right sort of temperature, which is 35 degrees centigrade. That's quite warm. Which is quite a job to do in the winter. Now there's more brood here. That's looking healthy as well, isn't it? They're all going to be converted into bees quite soon, and we'll have quite a number. So I'm confident that we've got a healthy hive. It would be lovely to see the queen, just to confirm that she's in here. I'm fairly confident she is, because I can see the evidence that she's been in here. But let's keep an eye on and keep your watchful eye. She often goes into the dark at the bottom, so but keep an eye if you can, in case you can see her. But fortunately I have seen eggs, and this is hive 2, so that is frame 8, I think, just for reference. I'll have a little look. The front of the hive is up here, of course. Right, let's have another go. I'm doing this fairly quickly because I don't want to keep them out any longer than I need to, as you know. Yes, in the cold. Now I suspect the queen will be on here because we haven't seen her so far.
That's quite a big.
That's a drone. Yes, it's still got drones in here. Not doing very much, but these are newly. Yeah, put that smoker somewhere else.
Yeah.
Put it upstream because we don't need that. Right, now this is interesting on here because we've got pollen.
Do you need to fill up the feeder thing?
No,
At the top?
I've taken the feeder off now, and they're just relying on what they're bringing in, and they are bringing in pollen and nectar by the feel of it. So there's unsealed brood, which is these here. I can't see eggs on this frame, but I can certainly see young unsealed brood.
Are we going to do the other hive as well?
Yes, we are. Anyway, so they're busy girls. So we put them back nice and gently. If you do it gently, they don't get too upset and they're not all over the place. I mean, you don't feel worried, do you?
No.
There's no problem at all. So they just get, and again they get a little bit. If you're a bit rough with the frame and drop it, they don't like that.
Probably not.
Right, so this is frame 10, and again I can see some young brood in here, so perhaps the queen will be on this side or on the other. But I'm holding it above the hive so that if the queen is on here and she drops off, she drops into the box. Just going to get down because my back is aching a bit. Right, what can you see on here, Nat? Tell me what you're seeing. Yeah, but apart from that, what have I told you about already?
What's
this up here?
Honey.
Yes. What's this here?
Brood.
Correct. So we've got sealed brood. We've also got these orangey blobs here, which is
Nectar.
no, the other one.
Pollen.
Pollen. And
I'm
so
confused between the two.
no, no, don't worry. You've got pretty. I mean, you know, considering the number of times you've been looking, you're doing all right. I think there's.
Is that a dead?
Yeah, there's a dead one there. Yeah. Now, have we got a queen up here?
You've left its head.
Yeah, I have. Well, never mind. Right, I don't see the queen.
You know there probably is a queen, but
No, I know there is a queen. I don't know. Probably, I know she's here. What I can't see is her.
this person in the Guinness World Records with the most amount of bees on their body, and their
You've seen
whole
it, have you?
body is completely covered.
Covered. Oh gosh, really?
Yeah.
You wonder how they could do that. I mean, some bees are more. Oh look, these are getting a little bit agitated now. Sorry, girls. Let's have a bit more smoke. Just give them a bit. So what you want is bees that respond to a little bit of smoke. They are responding, not very much, but they are. I don't want to. I want bees that do something when I put a bit of smoke on them. Right, this is the last frame to look for this queen. Have we seen her? No, we haven't. It's quite light. So on here, what have I got? Can you tell me? Again,
Honey, like in
honey.
there.
Yeah, we've got sealed honey.
There's pollen just there.
I think that. Well, I don't. Is there pollen? Yes, there's
Like
a little bit of
one
orangey
little.
blobs. Yeah.
Well, that's just
Yeah. So that's it. There's nothing on there. So I haven't seen the queen this time, and she may well be at the bottom of the hive. Who knows? But we won't worry because we've seen eggs, and we know that they can only be up to 3 days old. So she was here 3 days ago. So we'll put all these back. Come on, you. Now what I'm going to need is that smoker, Nat, if you can bring it over. She could be up in the up here, of course. And, well, can you just smoke over there, so I can push that up? But I want you to go so that smoke goes down there, down that hole. Right. That's it. And then again, come on, need it here. That's it. Out of the way. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Come on. And I'll do the same up here. if you can keep them away from where I'm going to be pushing up. Okay, lovely. Oh, we squashed one. Again in there, please. That's it. That's it. And over there. And in here. And right, and so on and so on. I'll turn this video off for a minute.